Hello everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. It's time for your reactions to Liverpool's 7-2 win over Lincoln in the EFL Cup. Thank you so much for joining me live, and here you guys are absolutely wonderful. We're going to dive into it. We've got comments coming in via Twitter. If you are a YouTube member, then you can comment alongside what we're doing right here. All I'll say is feel free to chat amongst yourselves, but if you want me to read a comment out, if you've got something directly aimed at me, write Mate, and then you comment after that, just so I know what it is that you're doing. I'm getting worried Chris off to my side.
Audio, I think, is fucked.
That's always encouraging to know. Yes? No?
Yeah, audio
maybe
fucked.
I don't know. Can you repeat the question? You're not the boss of me now. Audio's fine, it's saying here. So I'll dive in. If there's any issues with the audio, members, please let us know in the comments. But other than that, right. So yeah, let's go to our first tweet. Minamino, says Darren Williamson, just grows every time he plays. It's clear now he's the backup to Bobby. He sits and drifts from the 9 position. I have a feeling, though, he'll become more clinical than Bobby and grab some big goals for us this season. That's the one criticism of Roberto Firmino, is his goal return. 2 goals and an assist for Taki today. Look, we can qualify this all we want with the quality of the opposition and what have you, but no, really good to see him do that, and I agree with everything Darren's saying there. Delwyn Sion Jones here saying a brilliant game, big performances by Jones, Minamino and Shaqiri. Some awesome goals too, and great to see Jota make his debut. Yeah, I mean, not really the best time, I don't think, for Jota to come into that game, to be honest. I think, you saw it was a bit disjointed by the end. Whether that was, we'll discuss on the instant match reaction, I think, a little bit more, some thoughts on that. But in fact, let us know your thoughts on that, whether you think it was just tiredness, fatigue, switching off, the fact that the game was done and dusted, whatever. But yeah, big performances, Jones, Minamino, Shaq. I completely agree with all of those things. Andrew Cunningham, that was very comfortable. Wasn't worried about that game at all. Curtis Jones is going to be class. On to Arsenal at Anfield in the Premier League on Monday night. Get in, Reds. A few people talking about Curtis, and rightly so. Lewis_Reed1. They were really poor large parts of the game. Wouldn't take too much positively apart from the goal scorers. Nico was really poor again. Reece Williams looked okay. Xherdan needs to step aside for Karius. Wow. Big shout from Lewis. He's just gone into the comments and started swinging punches left, right and centre. There's a spell. Liverpool win the game in the first half. They then come out and there's an amazing 5 minutes of the second. Obviously, we already added a goal by that point as well. Once it gets to that 60-minute mark and we've added another goal, there's a 20-minute spell where the game is completely done and Liverpool are just seeing it out. And I think that was kind of what we saw there. And I think because of recency bias, they also then threw at the kitchen sink at us. It feels like maybe it was a bit more of a... We've scored 7 goals today. I had an absolute blast watching that. It was just great. It was just so fun to watch a bunch of lads really work and really trying to make a name for themselves, or remind us of their names, or play for the move, whatever it was they were trying to do. The performances there from like Shaqiri in particular showed once again that, if we keep him, very useful player to have in your squad, and if we sell him, then we'll get a few bob for him. Great. The Xherdan Carrier stuff. Okay, Hugo Holm could be over-exaggerating, but Curtis Jones is the best player in the world. I'm inclined to agree. I'm absolutely inclined to agree there, Hugo. He's magnificent. What a wonderful talent. And he's a Scouser as well, which makes it even better. Rome Voice, their keeper, is as good as Pickford. He might actually be one of the few that's worst, to be honest. We've got this from Alexandru saying, good overall performance. Impressed with Taki, Jones and Grujic. Really good saves. Xherdan. Yeah, Xherdan did. He's made 5 good saves in that game, and you can argue that Liverpool shouldn't be conceding those chances. Blah, 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 blah. But look, he largely did his job. There's that one where he had to come out of his area. He dealt with it, and he gets back, and he makes the save down low, and the guy goes to go round him. There's the one where he get the header at the back post. He gets a little bit lost under it. He's fine. He's an absolutely fine backup goalkeeper, Xherdan. But I mean, really, if he just gets the EFL Cup and maybe the FA Cup, fine. It is what it is. We just got to hope really that Alisson's fit, because there's levels, and Alisson's the best goalie in the world, and everyone else in the game, the whole of football, pales into insignificance next to him, let alone the lad that we picked up on a free transfer as his backup. Harry Parkinson's nailed it here. He says, It's just a laugh, really. It was. Me and Chris had a great time doing the commentary. It's been an intense few days. It's been a bad year, really, hasn't it? And this game was just, it was just good fun watching. It was a bit like watching a pre-season game, but it had bite and it had edge and a bit of gnarl to it, and Lincoln players leaving things in, and Liverpool scoring good goals, and players that we like playing well, players that we were hoping to see play well. Curtis and Minamino being the outstanding ones for me in that, and then some surprises as well. Tom B saying great performance all round, switched off slightly at the back, but nothing to worry about at all. Another great performance from Curtis Jones. Grujic looked good too. Grujic is a good example of all that. I'm going to dive over to the comments over on YouTube, and thank you so much to all of our members who are over on here. And Liam Lawrence, welcome aboard as a first team member. Thank you, Liam. Thank you so much. He says, love the game, up the Reds. Saben Iliev, mates, do you remember many cup games when we played a second or third team and won so comfortably? I don't really know. I completely agree with that, Saben. That's one of the things that was most encouraging about this. That lineup, playing mismatched lineups where you've got a couple of senior lads, you've got a couple of young players, and then you've got some lads who are really just fringe at that point, very rarely bodes well. And I've seen Liverpool teams struggle in the past with that, and this team didn't. I mean, again, let's remind ourselves, League One opposition, Lincoln gave a pretty good account of themselves, all told. So I thought they handled it really well, and I say loads more positives to take from it than there definitely are negatives. Gary Brooks has joined as a first team as well. Thank you, Gary. Get stuck into the chat, mate, by all means. I'm going to dive back a bit. As I say, if you want to ask me a question or you want to put Mate first, and then get in for it. Just a couple of random ones. We had James Hoyle early on saying tacky 10, which is really good to see indeed. And Sabin actually had a comment earlier saying brilliant game by our Reds today. So many positives for the first time in forever. I feel extremely confident in our second brackets third team. We did well with this team in the competition last season, and it was just that. The Club World Cup got in the way of everything. I think we'd have beaten Aston Villa if we'd had the team that played against Arsenal, or it certainly would have given a much better account of it. We might have been able to get to the semi-finals without really having to use our absolute, peak of our power first team players. We might be able to say the same again. There's a lot of games coming thick and fast. I think we're gonna, there's going to come a week where the Champions League comes back as well, and Liverpool are playing potentially 2 big games a week. But we've got an opportunity here with this competition. I know, look, Arsenal next week is going to be a different type of test, but I do wonder how seriously both managers will take it. They should probably take it seriously, but on the back of playing each other in the Premier League, it might keep a window open certainly for Curtis, without a doubt. For the likes of Jota, for the likes of Minamino, maybe for the likes of Shaqiri as well. These lads are all good enough to play in strong Liverpool sides. The Invader 97 mate, Jurgen Klopp, Joe Gomez will be back in training tomorrow. That's very good news. And then you can see there, Fabinho, we were worse for having Fabinho at the back. Now I think there's a lot of contributing factors. I think Grujic decided he just wanted the goal, so he started pushing forward a lot more. He wasn't quite the shield in the second half that he was. Again, bits of fatigue, and also I think the opposition being emboldened by the fact that Virgil's not on there. But yeah, I think that would be very good indeed. Andy Davies, mate, what did you think of Jota? Not enough to see him really. He looked lively, he looked bright, but there's nothing that I can really remember that stands out. A couple of decent touches and what have you. It's a shame, and I'd like to see him start that game, but equally, the lads who all touched the field all did a job, and it's a sign of the quality in Liverpool's squad, where we've bought a £40 million lad, the 4th most expensive player we've ever bought, and he doesn't even get lashed into our third team in the cup against the League One side. Yeah, years gone by, we'd have been throwing him in against Arsenal, without a doubt, and now we've got time to plug these lads in, which tells you everything about how good our mighty Reds are right now. Guys, thank you so much for your comments. Do keep them coming in after the fact. Do go back and check them, and the best ones get added to the end of season book, which is coming very, very soon. It's being delivered right now, the first 100 of last season's book, which is really, really good. I've seen it. I've seen a little video clip of it from where the printer's in Malta or something. It looks boss. But yeah, more info on that to come. Do stay tuned. The instant match reaction, Chris and I doing a little bit more chat on this. If you want to leave a comment, anything you want us to discuss, you can leave it in here. I will put the video will be live. If you go over to youtube.com youtube.com/Redmen TV. It's there. You can click through and get involved. I'm sure Ross will put it in the chat or whatever as well. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Plenty more content to come from us. The Final Word show coming tomorrow for subscribers to the redmentv.com. Perfect chance to sign up right now. Get some amazing additional content. We've got a 3-part special with Peter Moore coming out very soon, exclusively on the redmentv.com as well. So go become a Redmen Plus member there, and hopefully I'll see it over. If not, check back for the instant match reaction in a few minutes' time.